Hello, everyone. Oops. Got to move my stuff over here a little bit. Hello, everyone. Hello. I know it's really strange that I'm going live right now on a Saturday. That is not normal that I go live on Saturdays, but I thought, hello, Bobby. I thought that today would be a fun day to go live. So, hello, everyone. Hello. I was in the mood to foil, and I said, why not foil with everyone live? So, hello, everyone. Hello. I know, I love foiling too. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. So, today, we're going to be making some cards with foiling and with some really cool background, background paper. And I'm going to show you how to, hi, Dee Dee. I'm going to show you how to foil pretty simply, but also a really cool technique. And, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of really cool things. I think really cool. So we'll see how cool you think it is as well. So we're going to start with something from Decofoil. And this is something that we've used in the past before, but I was looking for something Decofoil-wise that we still had in stock at Brutus Monroe. We still, of course, have quite a few of the foils in stock, but I wanted to find something that would be a really cool base for us to use for the foiling. So what I did was I pulled some of, and you'll notice that these have already been cut out, and I cut them out earlier so we didn't have to do as much of the weeding out of the die. So these are the peel and stick toner sheets, and these are from Decofoil, and you get 2 in a pack, and we do have these in stock currently. So you can see here that I did keep my negative pieces. This one shifted a little bit when I put it through. I will say, I will let you know that probably the best way to do this is to do it in an electric die cutting, because we are using this guy. So we are going to use this die. So we want to make sure that since this die is super, pretty intricate, we want to use, I used a Gemini. If you have any other type of, just something with a lot of pressure, because, and only with, this type of a product, because this product is, it's got an adhesive backing to it, and it's a pretty thick material. So I'll show you what I mean. I'll put this to the side. And this piece, which is the parchment piece, actually comes with those. So always save these. Save these whenever they come with your different types of Decofoil products, because this will, a die release sheet would help as well. It's just because of the fact that it is a very thick base, yeah, isn't it a great one? So I'm going to show you also the foils that we're going to potentially use. And I'll explain my idea of why we, Trudy, I can't make any promises. I honestly cannot make a single promise about calling anyone. I can't. Not at this point. I can't. I can, hi mama. I can try to schedule something, but as you can imagine, we are deep in the thick of everything right now. So I can't promise any calls. I couldn't promise any calls before. Now I really can't promise any calls. Okay, so what we'll be using today most likely is, I have a couple different foils. So I picked some of my favorites that I think would look really awesome, really awesome with a darker background. So one of them is the Amber Watercolor. And let me pull this out and show you what it looks like. It's one of my favorites, and all of the watercolor foils are really Really, really pretty. So this is the amber watercolor. Look at how pretty that is. It's almost like a tie-dye. Isn't that cool? So that's one that we'll most likely be using today. Then we'll be using the gold shattered glass. So let me go ahead and pull this guy out. It looks like it's been used before, but that's okay because there are some clear sheets in there. So this is the gold shattered glass. And I'll show you why these lighter colors are more important. So then, last but not least, in the regular, not my foils, we are going to be looking at pewter. And pewter is really pretty because it's like it's just like a deep, dark gray, but super, super pretty. It does, Trudy. You'll have to go to the Decofoil portion of the website. It does. Hi, Jerry. And then last but not least, these are my foils that I have with Decofoil because I always tell you, guys, I am the luckiest guy in the world because I have my own foils with Decofoil as well. So this is... Okay, so let me go ahead and cut this guy open. What in the heck? Oh, hello, Michael. Actually, Michael is the one that gave me this idea to do this live. I was going to do this live last night, but I was like, I'm going to take the night off. Take a little break from everything. Okay. And, of course, you will... my sinuses are acting up again because it went from, it is like 38 degrees today. So here we are. So if you hear me clearing my throat and stuff, it is my sinuses acting up again because it just always happens when the weather changes so drastically. And it's going to be 60 tomorrow. So as you can imagine, everything should be back to normal tomorrow because when it's warm, but then it'll get cold again, and you know how it all works. So these ones are my foils. I've showed you guys this before. These are this is the way my foil comes to me. Obviously, it's a little different than how the foil would come to you. It comes flat packed, but mine comes in like these types of, because this is for me to use, so it doesn't have to be in pretty packaging. So the first one I'm going to show you is this is the orange sketch. Look at how beautiful the Brutus Monroe foils are. So I'm going to see if I can actually give you a real close. There you go. So the Brutus Monroe foil is just absolutely, just my absolute favorite. I can't say enough about the Brutus Monroe foil. I love it so very much. And this is the orange sketch, and it's not really. Let's see if let's put some direct light on it. There we go. Now you can see how beautiful that is. Put a little direct light on it. So there's the orange sketch. Then this is, I should probably move these out of the way so they're not distracting. Then we have, this one is called Red Static, and it still has those really cool striations in it, and I'm hoping the light will pick it up. Oh, red. It's red. The camera doesn't like the red. So with the gold, oops. Okay, Siri. This is an A and B conversation. So this now, yeah, Silver Sketch is one of my favorites. Then the gold should show up. The gold is, I'm going to figure out how to turn Siri off on my watch. The gold is Gyps here. Gyps, how do we do it? How do I turn it off? So this is the gold static. Look at that. Just makes me weak at the knees. So the idea is, now we've done a lot of, let me move this out of the way as well. We've done a lot of really bright and cheery cards with this die because, hello, my penny, with this die because it is a beautiful Ferris wheel. And we've done, let me move this light back so it's a little bit easier to see. So this is, she can't because she's not on YouTube, she would have to get onto YouTube. We'll have to teach her how to do that. So this is the die we're going to be using. So my idea was I really, really like, well, I was thinking, when I think of the Ferris wheel, and I think of it especially at Kennywood, which is a local amusement park here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, I think of it at night and how spectacular it looks at night and how spectacular it always looks really, 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 really pretty. This is the die of the month, Trudy, yes. It looks really, really, really pretty. in the night sky. So I started thinking, because this is a paper pad that just came back in stock, we can hardly ever keep it in stock. I thought to myself, what if we use the watercolor galaxy and create a night sky? Hello, Katie. And create a night sky behind these this Ferris wheel. So I wanted to go through, some of these. I know you guys have seen this. I know. Hello, my love. Hello, Kara. So as you can see, this pad, if you don't have this pad in your stash yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. You should grab it ASAP, because as soon as it comes back in, it's almost automatically gonzo again. So I definitely want to use this one because I'm looking for dark tones. Imagine how pretty this would be behind that Ferris wheel. So there's one. I want to look for some darker shades. We can use some lighter ones too, but look how pretty that one is too. And look, you can see the stars. Just so pretty. Hello, my Maria. How are you? And then look at this beautiful, and look, it even has, now this is like a nebula, but obviously we're going to pretend that it's clouds. And we're going to do 4 cards today, and those 4 cards, as always, will be shipped out in orders on Monday. So it'll be on Monday because it won't be, it'll be on Monday because we're not, obviously, shipping out this weekend. I know this is one of my favorite paper packs ever. And then last but certainly not least, I think we'll go with this purple, this beautiful purple. So we have some different hues. So let's move those out of the way for a second, and let's get on to the main event. They are actual NASA star photos. They absolutely are. I actually took NASA star maps and took some overlays of some of the watercolors that I had in my stash that I had done, and overlaid a whole bunch of different things. So these are actual NASA star photos, NASA star maps that I overlaid watercolors on top of, which I thought was really, really cool. Okay, so now the main event are our pieces. So what I did, as I said earlier, is I already cut these guys out. So you can see some of the pieces are going to fall out, but some of the pieces are not going to fall out. And that's just because this is very, very thick medium. But I'm going to try to pop out as many of those pieces as I can. But don't worry, it's not going to affect anything when we run it through. So you can see most of those pieces are popped out. But when we pull it, which I'll show you here, when we pull it, and I'm not going to do it now, but when we pull it, all of those pieces will fall off. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're first going to run our very first one through, and this is already adhesive on the back, okay? So this already has adhesive on the back. So these are the peel and stick deco foil sheets, toner sheets that we carry, of course, at Brutus Monroe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper trimmer, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut down this sheet, because this sheet is great. Hi, Scott. This sheet is great, but it's too big for what we're going to use it for. It's great if you're doing like a larger project, and it's nice that they give us this bigger sheet so that we can go ahead and pop that. I have some hyper metallic and aqua paper coming. Oh, good, Pam. I think you're gonna love it. So this right now measures in at just about 11. So we're going to cut that down to 5.5. Okay. And let's go ahead and pop that guy over there. And then we're going to take, so this is how this will work. Now again, our laminator is over here. I'm not going to bring it over because it seems silly to bring it over when we can just use it right over here. You guys know that I'm going to be putting it through the laminator. You guys have probably seen many times in the past how I put it through the laminator, so it's not really necessary for me to show you that. But if you need to see it, I can bring the laminator over at a different point. It's just not set up for that now. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our, we're not going to take that one because that's the one that is a little rickety-rackety, because I'm going to actually, what we're going to do is something different. We're going to cut this one out, and I'll show you what that means in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop out some of these little pieces. Now, if they don't pop out willingly, don't worry about it, because like I said, with the foil will pull off of there, and I'll show you what that means in a second. But you can see some of these pieces are just falling right out, but if they're not, it's because it's holding onto that adhesive. So I'll show you what that means in a second. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this over here. And let's pop these pieces out. Because again, there are some pieces that will pop out. And if they're going to pop out willingly, you want to get rid of them because you don't want them to get too stuck. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place this just like so. Do you see how that's on there? So this is the black side up. Okay. And now we're going to grab some of these beautiful foils. So I'm going to start with the gold shattered glass. Okay, let's move this guy out of the way. Oh, and just a reminder, I just remembered and I'm just gonna cut this down so you guys know. The card panels, the foilable card panels, which I don't have any here with me now because I don't want to bring any home because they were flying from the sale, are still on sale. So they are on sale. And if you want to grab some of those, I don't know how much longer they're going to last because they are on super sale. I want to say they're like 50% off. So I want to make sure that you guys know about that because I don't want you guys to miss out on that sale. And I think the Halloween ones are actually going the quickest, which are, that's great because those are my favorite. So you just want to make sure that you go ahead and pop all of your pieces in line here. I just want to make sure that it doesn't get out of whack. There we go. Because you don't want it to shift. Once it goes into the laminator, obviously it's going to, it'll stay put. But you want to make sure that as you're getting it ready to go into the laminator, that everything is in place. And the other great thing about having two of those pieces of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Two of those, what do we call that? Parchment paper, is you can get another one ready on deck. Okay, so let's see. Good, Nikki. Good. All right, so let's see if some of these pieces are going to pop out. Looks like some of the larger pieces are going to pop out willingly for us. Again, if they don't, it's not a big deal. Do not worry, because when you peel it up, you'll be able to knock those pieces out very easily because they'll kind of just fall out, which is really cool. All right. So that's about as many pieces I think that are going to just kind of fall right out of there. So let's move this to the side. And the reason it's doing this, remember, again, is because there is adhesive on the back. So because there are pieces on the back, it is going to be a little less, not as easy. Oh, I love it. All right, so here we go. So now are you ready for the big reveal? So now when we peel this off, look at that background. Oh, my word. Hey, would you ever do a carousel die or see upside? You will have to keep your eye peeled. Next week, you may see a very pretty Ferris wheel die coming from Brutus Monroe. I cannot confirm or deny, but you may see a very pretty Ferris wheel die coming from Brutus Monroe very soon. So that is what that's going to look like. So we're going to go through and we're going to foil all of them first. And the reason being is we want to make sure that we get everything foiled before we move forward. So we're going to do now the my gold in the line. And all I'm doing is you can cut down the foil very easily with scissors, with the rotary tool, with your paper trimmer, however you want to do it. There's no wrong way to cut your foil. Okay. Now we're going to close that puppy back up. And we'll send this guy through too. Always make sure that you have your piece. This is a great tip. Make sure that you have your piece as far up to the edge as you can. And the reason for that is you want something when you're putting it through your laminator or your make machine or whatever you're using. You want to make sure that it has something to grab onto. And I hope that makes sense. It has to have something to grab. You don't want it to the thicker what you're putting into the laminator or the make, the better. Because if you don't have the thickness, it can try to grab and roll up into your laminator, and you don't want that. That's a big no-no. So let me hold on one second. It's so much easier to do all of these things when you're not live because you don't have thousands of people watching and making sure that it all works. All right, so let's go ahead and run this guy through as well. And I think for the next one, I think I want to use this beautiful watercolor because this kind of looks like that vintagey. I'm actually using the parchment paper that the peel and stick toner sheets come with. So it actually comes with this. What's the word I'm looking for? Comes with the peel and stick toner sheets. But you can use you could use just parchment paper if you would like. Don't use wax paper because the wax paper will melt, and you'll have a really sticky situation. Not a good situation. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at just how, I think that's really pretty. All right. So this next one is coming out. And of course the camera's going to do some wonky things. I apologize because of the foil. It's trying to figure out what the foil is. As you can imagine, it's like, what is that? I'm trying to focus on everything and that you brought this weird foil in. All right, so now let's peel this guy off. Oh my word. And don't throw this part away. You can use this part. Remember, don't throw this away. We might use that in another video coming up soon. So this is what this one looks like. The foil that I am using next, the name of that one is Amber Watercolor. All of the watercolor ones, now I don't know what the stock is on the watercolor ones. I know we have some Amber Watercolor. I'm not 100% certain what the stock is on the watercolor because they usually go pretty quickly. So there's what that one looks like. So pretty. Okay, now we'll do the Amber Watercolor. So let me grab this guy here. See, any pieces are going to fall out willingly. Again, it doesn't matter if they don't fall out willingly. It's not going to hurt a thing. I'm going to show you in a second how beautifully this product works. All right, so let's move that out of the way. Go ahead and measure. Yeah, the watercolor foil is really cool. I mean, it's very, very unique in the simple fact that it's, you never get really the same colors more than once, if that makes sense. All right, so we're going to flip this guy over because we want to make sure that we use as little of this guy as possible. And you can always, of course, save your scraps and use them on all sorts of different projects. That's what's so great about foil is that you can use as little of a piece as possible. There we go. All right, so now we'll pop that guy in, and I can't wait for you to see what this one looks like because it's going to have like a very vintage aesthetic to it because it's very different. Very, very different. Okay, and then for the last one, I believe we're going to use the pewter because I think the pewter will look really pretty on those darker colors. It does look like a tortoiseshell, Robin. Absolutely. I never even thought about that. Okay, and for the last one, so since this guy shifted a little bit, see how it shifted in the die cutting machine? That's okay. Don't worry about it. All we're going to do is we're going to snip it out of here. See that? Snip. And snip. Okay. Easy peasy. And then we'll snip right up here at the top. And then snip right here on the sides. And no one will know the wiser. And that's just because I ran this guy through twice. And unfortunately, since I ran it through twice, it shifted a little bit because I didn't use purple tape. So look, I mean, just as fabulous, just on its own. All right, so now let's grab this guy. Oh, I can already tell it's going to look fabulous. And there we go. Isn't that super cool? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So now, last but not least, the pewter. Always make sure you only have one sheet of foil because it can stick together. It can stick together very easily, I can tell you that. All right. So now we'll pop that guy in right there. Grab the pewter. And pewter is a very interesting color. It's a very different color. And then we'll run that through the laminator. Okay. And while that's happening, we're going to cut down our panels. All right. So we'll cut this one down to 4 1/4. Always keep your scraps. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, keep on going. Yeah, it's very different. I mean, it could be used on a lot of different things because it's a very it's a very neutral base, which is cool. Okay, 4 1/4. 5 1/2. Okay. Pop that guy out of the way. Hi, Kara. All right. So let's reveal this guy. Put our parchment over to the side. And let's take a look. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. Oh, thank you, Vicky. I'm really excited about it. I'm very, very excited about it. Okay, so these were all cut down to 4 1/4. Oops. Uh-oh. Where did we go wrong on this one? Now they were all cut down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's because I was looking at the laminator at the same time that I was trying to make these. Make our card panel. So I'm going to grab 2 sheets of alabaster paper, which is a definite must when you are making card bases. I mean, I personally prefer using the Nacho Mamas, but I'm not allowed to. I've been on a freeze from buying Nacho Mamas because of how quickly it's selling. So I put myself on a freeze so that you guys can get it. Because the Nacho Mamas goes very, very, very quickly. We just got more back in. So we're fortunate this time because we didn't run out. We had a restock in the middle of when the original stock was still here. Because we saw how quickly it was going. All right, so now let me go ahead and, with a card base, you want to take now I use a scoreboard. You don't have to use a scoreboard. It's completely up to you. Literally completely up to you. But I use a scoreboard, especially with the Brutus or No cardstocks, because they're really well made. And because of the thickness of them, you want to make sure that you're scoring them so you don't get any creasing or, issues. All right, so we're going to go ahead and crease that down. So there's 1 card base. Okay, 2 card bases. Oh, and I can tell you that the marker stock, the alcohol marker paper, the Perfect Blend, is on a severe low stock status. A serious low stock status. Very serious. It might actually say that it's sold out. I'm not sure. I know we were close to being sold out. I don't know if it is, though. All right, and then just push that into that corner there. Crease, crease, crease. Okay, and then last but not least, Okay. There we go. Done. It's also not yet. Okay. Good. Good. All right. Put that puppy away. And let's get to adhering. So all we have to adhere on these is going to be the background because because these guys already have adhesive on the back, which is what's so cool about those toner sheets. So let's go ahead and adhere down our panels. Okay. Yeah, I could tell you I don't think there's a Not Your Mama's email going out again until next week. Oh, good, Pam. I'm glad you love everything. Yeah, the Not Your Mama's is and has been quite the incredible cardstock. One of my absolute favorites. Absolute favorites. I was looking for a really yes, Fatima. Yes to both. Hopefully fall for the book. And the alcohol markers have been ordered and shipped. They come on a boat, though. Because unfortunately, in the good old US of A, there's no one that makes an alcohol marker. I checked. I checked and I tried, but there's nowhere in the US that makes alcohol markers. If there was, we'd be the first one to grab them. Okay, and we are in the home stretch now. All right. All right, so we're going to do the darker one up here. Now you can position these however you want. You know, create your own ending. You don't need to follow exactly what I'm doing. That's what I love so much about our products is you can do whatever you want. You know, there's no right or wrong way to do any of this, which I think is really super fun. Okay. So now what we'll do is we are going to take our background pieces. We're going to place them just like that. So now here's what we're going to do. So you're going to take your background piece just like so. And as you can see here, see how that's a backer? Start peeling off that backer. Okay, do you see that? And a lot of your pieces are going to start popping right on out. Now, if they don't pop out, that's okay. Don't fret. We'll get them. We'll get them off there. Don't worry. So now we're just peeling the adhesive off the back. See that? All right. Make sure we get all the pieces. All right. I think we've gotten most of those pieces off. Let me check here. Let me do a little bit of a closer inspection here. I think we got most of it off of there. Oh, here's a piece right here. There we go. And then all we're going to do is we're going to pop those extra pieces out. Now, what you can do is you can actually take your finger, and generally it'll just grab onto them. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop them out super, super simply. Just like so. Okay, and you're going to grab them generally from the back of it. Yeah, it's windy and freezing. Yes. 100% windy and freezing. Both. All right, so we're just popping all of our little pieces out. And again, if you use your finger, generally you can just pull the pieces out just like so. And it'll get them out really, really quickly for you. Just have to make sure that you get those pieces off. And again, it's because this is a more intricate stencil. I mean, more intricate die. If it wasn't this intricate, you wouldn't have the pieces, sticking in like this. But I kind of like when there's a couple of pieces that are stuck in. I think it looks cool. Like I said, snowing off and on. Yeah, it is very, very breezy and very, very cold. But the crazy thing is, it is supposed to be 60 degrees tomorrow. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, it's supposed to be 60 degrees tomorrow. So there's that. I mean, we have that to look forward to. Oh, is Simon here? I didn't see Simon come in. That's awesome. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what you make, Holly. I can't wait. They'll get there. They should ship Monday, so they'll be there soon. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece. And there's still a couple pieces on there, but you know what? That doesn't bother me. I kind of like it. And you can always go in and pull those pieces out if you would like. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to attach that right on there like so. Oh, hello, Simon. The comments, especially on the Restream, which is what I'm using to stream this on, multiple platforms, it goes by even faster because it's like all the different platforms at one time. All right, so what you can do is if you still see that there are some pieces in there and you want to grab them, just use your decorative detail grabber and you can just kind of, whoopsies, you can just kind of shift them up like so and grab them out of there. I use, I slide it over and then I take the stickier end of the detail grabber and then you can just grab it and lift it up. In this case, I'll probably just poke it with the side and grab it, just kind of zhuzh it up there a little bit. There we go. What level? Oh, goodness. We're on I don't know what level we're on, but we're on we should have won we should be winning soon. We should have won the game soon. Although in Pennsylvania, I'm not sure how it's working in other places. I don't know if every governor has adopted this system, but in Pennsylvania, we've adopted a color system. And where Brutus Monroe is located and where I live, we are moving into the yellow phase. So we're moving out of the red phase into the yellow phase as of this upcoming Friday, which is good news. Very good news. Very, very, very good news. Okay. So we're just going to zhuzh that little piece down there. Okay, there we go. I think we did go back to the beginning. Back to start. You're right, Kara. All right, so now, again, if this doesn't bother you, which I know it won't bother a lot of you, some of these littler pieces that are left in here, absolutely just leave them in. It's not a big deal. But I'm pulling out some of these little pieces because it's something that will drive me bananas. But if you do like a circular sentiment on top, or there's a lot of different things that you can do on top to kind of disguise that. Oh yeah, I always forget about the belts. Yes, kind of like the belt colors. Yes. But we are moving to yellow, which is super, super exciting. I mean, at least for me, it's super exciting. Means we're doing something right. means that we're definitely doing something right, which I like. All right, and now for our last little piece here. All right. Tap that guy off of there. Okay. And then our first one will be done. I'm trying to see. I know, Maria. That is what I am most excited about, is getting that store reopened. We have had, I could tell you, it's been crazy how many people that we've had peeking in the windows. I mean, it's great. It makes me very, very happy to see how many people are interested in what the store is, but it's just so crazy how many people have been peeking into the store. So that is what that guy looks like. How fun is that? Oh my goodness, I love that. Look at that as a background. Okay, so then we're going to take one of the sentiments that we got from our dear friend, Miss Tailored Expressions. And for this one, I am going to use some wet adhesive, just because of the fact that it is, it's going on the foil. So I am going to use some of the, and I'm sure it's right in front of my face. I was going to use some of the Brutus Monroe adhesive, but I don't know where it's gone to. I may have taken it into... I may have taken it to the other room, but it does elude me sometimes, because sometimes it will be right in front of my face, but that's okay. So I'm going to use, instead I will use the dry adhesive, but I'm going to use some of the tissue tape, because it is a much thicker, not thicker, but I feel like it's a little bit stronger. So let me take a little bit of that. All right. I love it. I really do. Okay, tear a little bit of that off of there. Pop that on the back. Oopsies. Oh, awesome, Dee Dee. You're going to love them. I love the Night Shift Aqua Pigments. One of my faves. So we're just going to trim off the excess of the tissue tape. Oh, the tissue tape. Again, one of my faves. All right, so we're going to go ahead and trim that off. And I love, 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 love this, love this sentiment for this, because there's something about a Ferris wheel, and I think that some of you guys will probably agree with me, if not all of you. There's something very like fairy tale-ish about a Ferris wheel. It's always like the coolest part of the movie, and it's just, I don't know. I grew up around the Ferris wheels, obviously, because of having Kennywood real nearby. We're very fortunate to have like an old-fashioned theme park right by me. I mean, literally like 20 minutes away, not even. So I grew up with the Ferris wheel and the carousels, and yeah, I think it's just a lot of fun. Okay, and I will be revealing the box on Monday. I will, if everything goes to plan, because the stamps are set to arrive Monday, because as you guys know, everything's on a delay, but we have already ordered the next 3 months or 2 months worth of stamps, so we won't be on a delay anymore. If they're on a delay, it doesn't matter, because we won't be on a delay because we ordered well way in advance. So here is the "And They Lived Happily Ever After." Oh my goodness, look at that. Isn't that just it's just spectacular. That just makes me happy. Does it make you happy? Makes me happy. All right, so now let's do the shattered glass guy. Let's see if we can't get some of these pieces out ahead of time. Makes it a little bit easier. I was more concerned, to tell you the truth, with getting them out before we foiled, only because I didn't want any of the sticky stuff to try to grab onto the foil, because the foil loves sticky stuff. You know what I mean? It loves to grab onto sticky stuff, and we didn't want that to happen here. So let's see what pieces we can get out of here. And if we can't get a ton of pieces out, that's fine. It's no biggie. Not going to hurt anything. All right. So for our next one, I think we'll do, well, let's do this guy here with the clouds in the background. I think that'll be pretty. All right. Except when you're on a double Ferris wheel. Yeah. True, Pam. Very true. All right, so as you can see, if you peel it out pretty quickly, it's going to take a lot of those pieces. See how it's grabbing those pieces? And you can reuse these pieces as, I would save a lot of these pieces, especially for this one, because these could be used as embellishments, especially these ones, because these ones are, whoopsies, I gotta pull this piece off too, because these ones are like little, see how they're like little rectangles and, well, rectangles and triangles and everything in between. That's really, really cool and really, really easy for you to use as an embellishment. All right, so now we're going to pull out as many of these pieces as we can. Again, I just use my fingers and, you know, grab them out of there. And if they're not all out of there, do not fret. It's okay. I know. I love the... Oh, you worked at Kennywood in high school. Cool, cool, cool. I love that. Our very own Courtney, who is our director of fulfillment, she worked at Kennywood when she was in high school. She was just telling me about that the other day. Because when you guys see the box this month, when you see the stamp from the box this month, that's what I'm most excited for you to see. I mean, I'm excited for you to see everything from the box, but when you see the stamp from this month's box, oh, that piece wasn't off the back. That's why it was doing that. She said it reminded her a lot of amusement parks and boardwalks and so on and so forth. So, and I think there's less than 50 of those boxes left. So if you're interested in the Brutus Renault Inspiration Box, make sure you grab it, because if we sell out of the subscriptions, which we possibly can, we very easily can sell out of the subscription level this month. That would mean that we would only add probably about 50 to 100 more subscriptions next month. And next month is the most coveted box every single year from Brutus Monroe. And I want to make sure that you guys can get it. It is the box that every year, no matter what, never fails. And I'm hoping that we're so fortunate this year. Never fails. This certain box always always sells out. Every single year, this box sells out. And this will be our third year that we've done this particular theme for the box. And it is always the first one to go. Oh, thanks, Maria. Wait until you see next month. I can't wait for you to get your piece of saltwater taffy. It's the most delicious saltwater taffy ever. Believe me, I know, because I have been, I've been sampling it. Hi, Ann. There isn't really a link today. Do you get the subscription box, the inspiration box? I can't remember. Oh my goodness, look at that. In that background. And it's opening upside down. That's okay. We can fix that. Although, this might be the upside down Ferris wheel from Stranger Things. Yeah, compared to the first box, it is humongous. This happens all the time, too. Does this ever happen to you when you don't check? Well, in this case, I did it because this was supposed to be the top, but then I like this part better. So we'll just flip it over. No biggie. And then I think for this one, we will use the sentiment. I pulled a couple sentiments. I think this one we'll use, "You make my heart happy." I think that'll be a good one for this one. The first box was like the size of a shoebox. Not even, like half the size of a shoebox. All right, now we're going to grab some adhesive. And I think, only going to do 2 right now on camera because I am going to run down to the store because I want to get some supplies for some things that I want to make. So we'll put this right across the center here. Oh, I love that. It says, "You make my heart happy." All right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to tear that puppy off. No biggie. And just trim. Whoopsies. Just trim the edge there. Funny thing is I haven't done that for a while. It's been a while. Oh, and I wanted to show you, look at how this turned out with the blending solution from the other night. Remember when we did this the other night with the new Hyper Pigment blending solution? Look at how cool that turned out. Oh, I love it. Yeah, 1/4 of a shoebox. Yep, that's it, Amy. Look at that. All right, so this one's just going to be like a postcard. That's what we're going to turn into. Why not? All right, so as always, well, as of lately, I guess I should say, I'm going to go ahead and sign these. Let me grab a pen real quick. And I'm going to sign these ones. I really like the way that this one, I mean, I love the way all of them turned out, but like, look how cool. I love that foil on that one. All right. Thanks, Alexandra. Look at that. Oh, my goodness gracious. I love it so much. I love it so much. I really do. I really, really, really do. Okay, so there's that one. And let's sign this one. There we go. I love that, Kara. Yes, we are randomly putting them into orders. So there will be 4 that will go into orders because I'm not going to finish up these ones. I'm going to finish these ones up off camera because I do want to run to the store because I have to grab a couple of supplies and I forgot my laptop there, so I need to grab that. But you can see, I think pretty easily what these ones are going to look like. So that one will be on there like so. So someone's going to get that one. And then this one will be on here like so. And then you will get these in, someone is going to get these in their order. So if you place an order between now, and actually this is a really cool one because it's between now and Sunday. So let me see. Yep. So if you place an order between now and Sunday at midnight, because we'll start filling orders on Monday morning, one of these is going to arrive in your order, which I think is super, super cool and really a lot of fun. So those are the cards for today. I absolutely love them. I can't get enough of this die, and I apologize that I'm using it so much, but I'm never going to say sorry for using a product that I love because I love it so much. But I'll just give a tiny little, I'm sorry for using this so much, but I can't stop. I really can't. This is probably one of my favorite dies that I have ever seen ever. And it, came to me in a dream. Literally, I was like, what could I do that would just be cool and different? And this came to me, and I said, that has to be a die. And I'm very, very fortunate that my favorite die that exists in the world right now is my own. It's my own. And that's really, really cool. And of course, as always, a dream come true. I'm the luckiest guy in the world to be able to own this company that's called Brutus Monroe, and to be able to hang out with all of you and create things every single day. So I want to thank you all so much for hanging out with me today on this Saturday afternoon. I know it's a really weird time for us to be live, or for me to be live, but I kind of like it. I'm really enjoying going live kind of at my own pace. There probably won't be unnecessarily a set schedule for the next couple of weeks as we're slowly transitioning back to real life at Brutus Monroe. So I could pop in anytime. I could go live twice in one day. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Crazier things have happened. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you for being a part of my life. I adore each and every one of you. Remember to create something every single day, whether that is your own boardwalk themed or Kennywood, in our case, themed project, or of course your own ending. Please be good to one another. We are all we have right now through all of this madness, and I appreciate you all so very much. I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Have a great and safe weekend. Enjoy the weather wherever you are. If it is nice, it's cold in Pittsburgh, but it's going to be warm tomorrow. And I love you guys more than you will ever know. Have a wonderful evening or a wonderful day. I guess it's early. Have a good rest of your day. I love you guys. Bye-bye.